Showing up on the first page of Google might not be the best for everyone, but for business owners it is.
Hey, you weren't supposed to see that. Let's do a show. And some technical difficulties that are hopefully addressed now. Yeah, we should be good. Welcome to another episode of You Can't Do That on Salesforce. I'm Tom. Glad you're here. Something is... You guys don't need to see my face that close. That's weird. All right. Uno's back again. Back again. It's been... I'm doing a lot of Uno. Then we stopped doing Uno. Now we're doing Uno again. Now with 100% more background music. Hopefully not annoying background music. Hopefully not too loud background music. Let's get rolling. Boop. Last week. What did we do last week? I showed off Uno to a crew. Tony Carumba's group. His name is escaping me right now, but it's a cohort of people learning to do development on the Salesforce platform. And they're getting ready for a capstone project. And they all get to pick what they want to build. Pretty open-ended. So I thought I'd show them some really open-ended projects that we've been working on the show. Uno being one of them. So where did we leave off last week? I think last week we left off with a bug. The game engine was not quite where we needed it to be. And we probably need to do a little bit of testing. This is new. Oh, okay. That's cool. Guess I should turn that on. Let's turn that on. Let's turn on these process automation settings somewhere. Oh, it's an app. Okay.
What is your business? Go to artlist.io and get the best music and sound effects for your videos. This is not.
Ooh, interesting. Says I can make. Can I make new? Oh, here it is. Mm-hmm. Aha. Neato. This is nice because up until now well, not in this org. I usually just have a list called a search called errors. So being able to do a little bit more here would be kind of nice. Groovy. I just finding the most recently modified ones would be nice as well. All right. Meanwhile, back over in Uno land. Do we have some games? We got games. Assign label. What are you? What? This is new. Hold the phone. Assign label. Is this new, or is this just something in my dev org that I've never paid attention to? All right, anyway. We won't get into that for now. Let's see. What wasn't working? This wasn't working, right? I had a thought that we should maybe, I guess we could do one of two things. We could still make the dynamic links out to these, or just be super specific, download these files and associate them with our what's that word? With our custom metadata and our customs and our custom objects, because you know, this works fine, but some of these are a little tricky to go and hunt down. So maybe we'll do that today. How would we do that? We would do this. We would go to setup. I think we do two things. Well, one thing I think we should do is get rid of this card object. It doesn't do anything for us anymore. Yep, except he's not gone yet. Oh, these are the older flow versions. Let's open these up and see what they point at. Dope. Or not. Can I do this? This is version 2. Did I just click on that one? Version 2. Is it? Oh, is it just referenced all those times? So create new game. Let's see. Open this a new tab. Create new game. I feel like I'm staring right at it. Except maybe you're not here. Where are you? What's going on? This is silly. Back to old school here. Uno, create new game. Why aren't you on the other page? Oh wait, we don't want to go there. We want to look at the old versions. Looks like version 2 is still referencing it. Might as well get rid of version 1. Alright, can we get rid of this now? Oh, still got 2 more. Version 4. Oh, wait. Oh, is it probably just, let's see. Might just be a variable in here. Oh, loop cards is... That's our metadata, right? Yeah. Where are you? What was this other one linked to? Same version? Or version 3? Version 3. So we get rid of it. We can get rid of version 3 also, but nonetheless, there is... Get rid of that one too. If I search for card underscore C, does it? Nope. Those are all game cards. Those are Uno cards. Where are you? I can look at the metadata, I guess. Let's do that. Let's make sure we have the latest of this. Yep, we replaced card. It's not in here. Okay. That's neat. What? It's in here somewhere, but not really. We are trying to get rid of the card object, right? The right object. Yep. You're gonna have to be more specific, sir. Oh, maybe it's here. All right, hold on. Let's go look at our game. Did I lose my game? Yeah. we've got game cards. They no longer reference a card, so top card color, that might be the one that's not used anywhere. Let's see, top card color. What? This is in update game with top card. Jeez, a little heavy here. Okay, that is update game with top card. So I think we're on the hunt here now. Update game with top card. Top card color. I think it's just going to be this. Yeah. That's the only substantive change there, so I'm feeling brave and we'll activate that. Then we can get rid of the other one. Then we can get rid of our object. Unless it's floating around. There may be remnants of it still on some other objects too. Let's see. Refresh this. We should be able to get rid of version 4. Yes. Okay, now please go away. Or tell me what else is wrong. Okay, and the game card object. I thought I saw a field there that we no longer need. Yep. This can go away. Alright, and then... Oh, wait. It's gone, but not forgotten. Now it's forgotten. Ready, go. Okay. Cool, that's gone. Goodbye, card object. Let's get you out of my project also. There we go. Toodaloo. Toodaloo. Let's grab the latest version of that flow again, too. My coffee is not hitting the mark lately. I don't know what's going on with that. Bleh. All right, so we got that's gone. Now let's go look at our metadata. So if we want to get these images, we could do these a couple of ways. First of all, let's go find them. Because I can't remember the URL that they came from. I don't think I have that open anymore. I think that's going to be in the... oh no, that's a field on game card, I think. Or no, turn. Field on turn. Let's see. Card played. This is kind of nasty. It's very clever, but it's not the kindest. It's not the nicest to look at, that's for sure. So maybe we will fix that. Oops, that's not working. What happened to you, Slack? Where did you go? Okay. Alerting the media that we might have to find a new channel for this this music. I guess I get what I pay for by streaming this from YouTube. Man, I could just sit and watch YouTube and react to that all day. There's some heavy hitting commercials out there. Sheesh. Must be. Is it election season? That's coming, isn't it? Okay, back to more interesting stuff. Let's get this. Let's do some work on these Uno cards. So I'm gonna go back out to. It must have been here, right? Yep, there we go. So I'm gonna stop mooching off of this guy's bandwidth, and let's see if we can just download all the images from this page. How do you do that? Is there a Chrome extension to do that? Chrome extension, download all images. Download all images. Hey, there you go. The text image is loaded on the page. All right, I'll take it. Let's see. All right, download all images. Where are you? Are you in here? Dude. Okay. Perfect. What do I have to do? Refresh this? 59 images. What can I do to structure these? Wow, this is pretty cool. You can specify the dimensions you want to limit to. Let me see the images. Sure. I don't know. Let's let it rip. See what it does. Yeah, I want to download 56 images. Yeah, I want to see what they look like. Cool. All right. This should make... We can make life easier with these now. We're gonna... static resource? Can we static resourceify this? Because I think I just need to know the name of the file. If I put them all in a static resource, then we can reference them. What we're doing now is nice and easy because it's just a hyperlink. Can you reference a static resource in a formula, though? Because this will become bleebida blobida bloop something different. Can I do that? Let's find out. Salesforce. Formula. Static resource. Okay, so it's just resource in the name of the file or the folder. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. All right, well then let's do that. So we need to upload these files so they're available. Then we also need to update our custom metadata to include those files. So can I do that? Can I push? There's a function in the CLI. I use this to generate the records. I guess I could just delete them and then rerun it, right? So if I put a field, I have to do two things. We're going to create a static resource folder file, which is a zip file. Upload that. That'll have all of the images that we care about. It's nice and flat, as we can see here. Nope. Here. These are all the images. I don't think I have any. I don't really care what they're named. Yeah, that doesn't really matter too much. And we probably can derive them from our CSV file. Yeah. I'll pull this CSV into Google Sheets, and then I think we can get it to write the file names for us that we need out of it. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, no, we could do it. We could do that. That's no problem. Okay, so 3 things we're going to do. We're going to add a field to our custom metadata so we can store the name of the file. We're going to upload the static resource with all of the images so that they're there so we can reference them in the formula field on the turn when it's time to show this here. So we'll clean this up. Basically, I'm avoiding the problem, whatever the bug is in the game engine right now. Just do a little bit of housekeeping, and eventually I'll face my fears and deal with the actual issue. But in the meantime, so static resources are always fun because I can't remember what. I think I can just put these all in a zip file here. Let's call it Uno card faces. Sure. I'm going to put that in my project also, because that seems useful. Well, really what I should do is just put it in the, yeah, we don't have to put it there. All right, let's put the source here. Okay. Then we have the source, and then we're going to upload static resource. We'll call this Uno card faces. We'll grab our file that we just made, wherever that is. Where'd it go? Where are you? It's in downloads. Oh, it's inside of here. It's inside of here. There we go. All right, upload that. Okay, so now those are all of our images stored. Let's make sure we have that back in our project here. I really do have to figure out why the source tracking is not happy. Static resource here. Oh, that's interesting. So it knows all the files in there. I didn't realize that would happen. Groovy. Hey, Dave. Sorry, I just saw your chat. Um, I'm building Uno, the game, the card game in Salesforce, and what I'm trying to do right now is uh, get the backs, like the face, or not the backs, the faces of each of the cards into. I like this image. I like showing this image here, but you can see some of them are broken. So I'm trying to fix that. And right now, I'm just linking out to a website to get these images, and it's not working quite right. So I downloaded all the images. I'm pushing them into Salesforce so I can reference them inside of Salesforce instead of like an external link. We'll have a little more control over the names, and hopefully they won't break. So to do that, we uploaded a static resource which contains all of the files. It's a zip file. But if you look in my Visual Studio Code project here, these are all the files. So that's step one. Step two, we want to associate these files with the custom metadata that tells us all the cards in Uno. So we're going to work on that next. Step three is we're going to update a formula field that shows the right card face when it's time to render it in Salesforce. So second step is we're going to need a field on our custom metadata. So we have a custom metadata type called Uno card. This stores all the data about all of the cards that we can use in a game. And then again, the static resource stores all the images that represent the faces. There's two fields on this metadata type. Right now it's color and value. I'm going to add a new one called maybe just let's call it image. Sure, that looks good. This is the face image of the face of this Uno card. Okay. Okay, so now we have another field called image. So what I think I can do, custom metadata is a little different than custom records because you have to, you can't upload them the same way. They're not data, they're metadata. So I also don't know why this isn't updating. Because we just made a field. Let's see. Oh wait, that's a custom object. My bad. Let's see. Oh no, I'm updating that. What's going on? Let's refresh this. All right. Where are you? Uno card. There we go. Now we got our image. Okay, so now we have our field. I'm going to take this CSV file and drop it into, let's drop it into a Google Sheet. Oops.
So the fun thing with the serpent is, how does a serpent talk? And not only that, but why is the serpent's punishment?
Oh yeah, what's my password? LastPass knows. Guess I should hide my screen from y'all so you can't see all my LastPassing. I have a feeling I already have this in here somewhere. Uno data. Look at that. Okay. Let's add an image. Okay. So we're gonna replace this file with. Oops. Oh, where'd you go? Too many screens, y'all. With this data. Just make sure it's the same. Yep. Okay, so new image column. The names of these files are uno underscore card dash something. Okay. Uno underscore card. Oh, wait. Something like that. And then dash the name of the color, the lowercase name of the color. All right, come on, pick it. There we go. Lowercase of B2. Okay, so there's red, and then the value. That's C2. And .ping. They're all ping files. Does that look right? So that's going to be right for most of them. Some we will have to change ourselves. Blues are at the top, so blue 0, blue skip. This should be lowercase, blue reverse should be lowercase. So let's lowercase the value. Okay, that looks a little better. Whoops, I'll do that for all of them.
Metro presents a tale of two wireless customers.
I've been a loyal customer since today, which means I get...
All right, black, draw. How about wild cards? What's wild change? Oh, wild is just wild. I see. So they call... So I think what we can do is just kind of tweak the rest of this. So I'm gonna copy these values, and I'll paste the values over here. So what do we have to fix? We have to change draw space 2 into draw no space number 2. Place all those. Wait. Oh, hold on. Undo. We only want to do that in row or column E. Sheet 1, E. That should replace them all. Oh, wait, E to E. My bad. Okay. Those should be good now. And then, so red reverse, red skip, red draw 2. Those are all good. Just the bottom, just the wilds. Wild, I think they call this wild change. We have 4 of those. And then we have wild draw 4. Is that right? Wild draw 4, yep. All right, cool. So this actually becomes our image column. And we'll delete this, and then we'll export this again. This is our new CSV. I'm going to give it the same name as before, just cards. Let's find out where this is. New window. Should be in our downloads. Cards, right? We'll replace this. Okay. So we should just be able to delete all of the metadata records that we have now. And then recreate them with our with what's in our CSV. How do we tell it the naming convention? I guess that's the thing I'm forgetting. Did it just do that for us? Yellow -1-1. I think it did. Yeah. Yep, it just took the name, flattened it, underscore-ified the all the values. Hey, Hamad. Oh yeah, I stream every Friday from 11 to 2. Well, most every Friday, unless something, you know, unless you take a day off or something like that. Yeah, come hang out. This is about it. This is me rambling. Oh, you guys still see the title? I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm the worst. I need a producer. I really do. Somebody to keep my head on straight. All right, so for all the stuff that you just missed, what did we do? Well, this is the CSV file that has all the data for our custom metadata for our Uno cards. And I just added this image field because we have a new image field in Salesforce now for our custom metadata type here. And now I need to populate it with the names of the files that are in our static resource so that the images can be displayed when it's time to show an image. Now what I'm going to do is update Salesforce to include to have all that metadata again. But to do that, I got to delete the metadata that's currently there, and that might take a minute. And we're going to recreate this. Hopefully. All right. Did it work? Well, it seemed pretending it worked. Let's see. Are the records gone? No, they are not. It got rid of one of them. That's not what I'm after, friends. How should we do this? I guess I could just delete all the custom metadata. Let's try it here. See how this works. There we go. Okay, gone. Shazam. Now we're going to recreate them. We're going to run... I don't need to run all this. Let's just run the Oops. Let's just run the metadata creator here. Where are we? Command line funnery to run our script. We are in what folder? Uno. Okay. Let's go to the force main. Actually, no, don't go there. We want to go into our... Where did I put this? Okay, it's in my scripts folder. Scripts and... No, it's not in my scripts folder. Why didn't I put this in the scripts folder? Let's move it up here. Yes, do that. You have everything? I think I can still run this. Ready, go. Uh-oh. No directory fields. That's weird. Oh, wait, I remember. This is an issue. Yeah, you have to run this... You have to run this command up higher in the... That's why it was where it was. Because you have to run it... It's very picky. This command in the CLI is very picky about where you call it from, because it needs to go here and find the CSV, but it also needs to go through the standard folder structure for a Salesforce project and find the metadata that you're, well, in this case, the object that's going to create the metadata for us. So, okay, let's try it again. Yep. There we go. Okay, so now this is making a bunch of custom metadata records for us. Hopefully. That seems wrong. Where'd you go? Oh, wait. No? That should be fine. Huh. Oh, wait, okay. It creates the files, it doesn't actually push them into Salesforce for you, so now we're going to go ahead and deploy everything in this folder. Then we'll get our custom metadata records. Bingo. Cool. Let's, can we edit this layout? Two alls, huh? Neat. Shouldn't have done that. Alright, do those file names look right? Let's go see what's in our static resource again. I didn't upload the back. Well, I did upload the back, actually, but I didn't do anything with it. Okay, blue 0, tra 2. Yeah, those look good. Okay, so we've got our custom metadata. Now what we need to do also, because custom metadata turns into game cards, we just map the fields side to side. So we're going to add a field to game card. That is the image also. Just to make life easier. Okay, we're gonna wait. I didn't update that value in the. Did I update in the definition? Nope. There's a nice handy setting that I'm not going to turn. I'll turn on right after this. That lets us apply the access to permission sets instead of profiles, which is what we all are using, right? Nobody's using the profile anymore. All right, let's go to our Uno permission set. We just made that new field. So now we can grant access to that field. Here we go. Okay, so we have image now. Well, the existing games won't have that image. Go back to our turn now. We can take this kooky card played image, fix this formula, because woof. Keep the dimensions. You know your formula is getting out of hand when you need to nest it like 6 tab depths. It's too much. Oh, this reminds me, what's not working, I really should take better notes, is we are mixing messages between the status of the of a turn and the outcome of the turn. So the status is either, I think, pending or done, right? The outcome is skip, drawn, discarded, right? All of those, because it's hard to say, well, is this, we're trying to say in the same, basically on the same breath of logic is the turn done status, and what was the outcome of the turn outcome. So we're gonna pull those apart with that noise, because Salesforce can make noises. Actually, it could make noises. We could do a lot of ridiculous. Somebody made a, I think somebody made a, maybe it was a Chrome extension that would play a noise whenever you did the confetti on an opportunity. Maybe it was in the utility bar or something. I don't know. That'd be another fun. Can we make music with Salesforce? Ooh. Can we make these sweet synthwave background sounds? That presumes that you have talent. Just because I can mechanically do it doesn't mean that it's going to sound any good. I haven't even proved that we can mechanically do it yet. Anyway, we're going to make an image formula, and we're going to use this that I just learned today. We can reference a static resource like that. And I think... where are you? So this, let's see. There's a couple parameters here that I don't quite... Oh, that's just the never mind. That's just the alternate text. We called our static resource something. Uno card? Uno card faces? Yes. So this is the name, the folder. Whoops. This part. Boop. And then this part is going to be the file name. So this is going to actually be this turn's game. Wait, discarded, right? No. This is the drawn. Is it the drawn? We may need some logic there too. It's discarded. It's whatever card was discarded. The discarded image. Because discarded is a game card reference. So we're going to say, hey, when you put down a card, now this also assumes that we did put down a card. Because sometimes you don't put down a card. Right? So we'll need to have some kind of blank image rule here. Does that look right? Oh, whoops. Yeah, and then this takes... Was the game card had... what's the name of a game card? Is it the actual name? No, it's just the... Oh, the label. We can show the label. It wants alt text for accessibility purposes, so let's grab discarded label. Again, we're gonna need some more logic here, I think, because if we didn't discard, it's not gonna show a card. And again, I really want to crack apart status and outcome, because that is not what we want. It's going to be a not insignificant amount of work to refactor our flows when we do that. Did it work? Let's see. That's not even right. I think I glitched something here. But. So this was our turn. Oh wait, I have some logic in here that takes over the turn link, which is kind of oh no, these aren't going to work because the game card fields are not updated. So when we need to now go to our create new game flow and add a reference to our new field, our new image field. So when we get our get cards metadata, we're going to get the fields there. We're going to loop through those cards, and then we're going to loop through the metadata and create game cards. So and we'll take the image here and set that to. I want to move that. Okay, we're going to set that to the current loop here. Take that image. Let's remove this because I never trust how these are actually going to work. Our new version is okay. We need to add one step here. I always like to put the collection steps in a separate assignment because I'm never sure if it actually works. If they're out of sequence in one assignment. Well, let's activate and see what could go wrong. If we create a new game, we expect our game cards to have the image name that matches our What's in the metadata? So let's start a new game. Pick three, I don't know, 3 players this time. Sounds fun. Oh, I got to clean that up too. Okay, there's a new game. Top card, I can draw a card. We should make this the back, I think, of the card. And just we'll clean this up in general too. We'll use the images to show what our cards look like. But let's go back to the game, because what we mostly care about right now is the what's our new game? 13? Yep. Game cards. Oh, did I not put the image on this? Did I not put the image on the page layout? Maybe I didn't. I don't think I did. No, it's right there. What's going on? I have access to that field, right? That's why we updated our permission set. Oh, there it is. All right, you caching. Oh, caching. There you are. Well, lovely. There you go. Okay, let's play a couple turns of our game here. I'm an admin, so I can play all the turns. Let's see. Top card's an 8. I can play the skip. That's done. Now this still isn't quite right. Let's see. Yeah, see, I think the link is still off here. Because it's truly a link out here. But I feel like it's like resources. Yeah, we're just missing resource. Okay. All right, that's easy enough. We can update that. Just update the formula on our turn here. I guess we could add one more. Well, no. We'll need a different image when something's not drawn or not. Well, yeah, not played. We don't want to show what was drawn because that would be cheating. All right, there's resource. Dude. That should do it now. We don't need that now. Let's go back to our game. There we go. Look at that. That's amazing. Okay, let's see. So now that back here, so we know the game engine is a little bungled. We should probably grab everything from the... Just grab everything, make sure we didn't forget. Will it grab it if I... Let's find out. Will it retrieve... Retrieved all the custom metadata. Is there any other changes that it... I think it retrieved everything. Okay, we have some fields. Right, so the layout, the card layout is no longer needed. Did we get the latest version of our flow? I hope we did. This is a mess because of all the all the other stuff that's in here. Or maybe I grabbed it already. I guess I want to make sure that that is the case. All right, I'm not going to keep sifting through all that. Oh. Okay. I should have kept that. Dude, the game card references the card. I don't need that anymore. And felt like there was something else, so let's do this one more time. Where are the warnings? The custom tab. Okay. There we go. Should be good now, except I really don't want profiles coming down, so let's put that in our ignore file. Hopefully the retrieval respects that. I'm going to delete these locally. I just don't want them. I don't want them coming down. I want everything to be in the permission sets. I want to make sure that new image is referenced in here. Yes, it is. Okay. And I'm just going to do this one more time because I'm paranoid. Okay. Okay. We should do a push to our source control before we start really tearing this apart, and readjusting the logic and such.
Whatever you do,
That's a ton of stuff. We
right.
all right. Well, let's push all this. What do we call this? Let's call this episode. Uno part 2, part 2. Work in progress. Let's push. Yes. I don't have permissions. What? What? That's crazy talk. Do I not have... Let's see, maybe my... I might be connected to a different... I might be connected to my work... I think I'm connected to my work GitHub inadvertently here. How do we change that? Is it that easy? And then I guess the question is it Tom? You can't do that on Salesforce, or... I should know this stuff. Man, it's been a minute. It's been almost a year since, well, we definitely have some updating to do here. I think this is, yeah, I think this is the user. So that's probably us. Okay. Let's see. Now can we push? I still don't have permission. What? Well, let's see. If I create another remote, hopefully it'll tell me. Yeah, it's still looking at. Some work stuff. All right. Let us not belabor that. I will figure that out later. I really wanted to get the changes. At least I have them. I have a local commit, so we don't have to lose all that stuff. It is time to break up status and outcome on the turn. The time has come. Oh, and let's enable the user management. What? Field level security. That's what we want. All right, so status is this pick list. I think next and done are basically the two statuses we actually care about. We need a new outcome pick list. Drawn, discarded, skip, draw 2, draw 4, we don't have any functionality for wilds right now where you change the color. At some point we will. Oh, reverse. So drawn is I drew a card, but I couldn't discard it. Discarded is I drew a card and I discarded it. And then the other ones are very self-explanatory. So I think that will get us what we need. There's already a field called outcome? Did I do that already? I bet you I did this already. Draw, discard, skip, reverse, draw 2, draw 4, wild. How about that? Okay. So there we go. We got it. Perfect. Let's make sure the turn permission set has that on it, though, because... Yes. Okay. So we got the outcome. Okay. So a lot of the... I'm not going to get rid of those other values. Well, actually, maybe it does make sense to just get rid of the values in the other one, because stuff will blow up when I try to set it. And for right now, that might be a good thing. So let's go over to our status field, and I'm going to get rid of some stuff here. We can replace these. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just boil these down to either next and done. So I think what we'll do, because we create a we would get whenever a what am I trying to say? If a player discards like a skip or a reverse, we actually create a move for the person who is skipped or is reversed or etc. So we'll put this outcome. The outcomes for somebody playing is either draw or discard. And they're done. But on the receiving end of a discard, you could be skipped, reversed, draw 2, draw 4. We'll have to think about wild. Because maybe wild doesn't... Well, no, we would discard and the card is wild. We just pick the color. Doesn't affect... It only affects the next player because they now... There's a different card that they have to... or different color that they have to play. So, yeah, we don't need to do... We'll use it on the next... when somebody's impacted. We'll do it on the next turn. I'm so tired. Excuse me. Okay. Have you already written logic that confirms the play is allowed? Yes, except as an admin, I'm completely cheating right now so that I can simulate it. It's actually, we're gonna flip over to that logic or that flow anyway. So let's take a look. Play turn. Why don't they show up here? Oh, the red on red or the 3-on-3. Yes, that's also in play turn. You could probably skirt around it right now. There's no there's front end logic for it. So like when I go, oops. So this is the next turn, so I can go in here and play it. You can see that the top card is skip, so it only highlights the cards that I'm allowed to play in my hand. So the 6 and the 8 in this case. Now, there's no back-end logic testing to this, so this is only in the Lightning Web component that displays here. My goodness, what's wrong with me? You could go into a turn record and tweak this. So we'll need a little bit of we'll need some logic on a record triggered flow before it's saved to say, are you really allowed to play that? Yeah, definitely better. This makes the user happy because it can limit what they can actually pick, but we got to make the robots happy and not let it get circumvented. Speaking of, let's see, play turn. Right. Yeah, there's some other holes here for sure. Like you could manually reshuffle the deck. Now I say all that, but what the reality is is, you know, most things won't. We don't have a ton of security on stuff in here right now, so we do need security on not letting people mess around with game cards, not letting people mess around with the sequence. So there's a lot of. Right now I'm in as an Uno admin, so we need like a Uno player permission set that just lets them mostly see stuff, and then there's some conditional logic that will let them, or some sharing that has to fire that might give them access to stuff when they need it and then take it away when they're done. But a lot of that is not built in right now. When I worked on rock, paper, scissors, honestly, I think the security and sharing was probably half, a quarter of the time of the project. I have something in my shoe. So yeah, a quarter of the time of that project was squaring away the security, so I couldn't see your move. Right. So if I played rock first, and my opponent could see that I played rock, well, they'd always win. So same thing here. We have to hide the deck from the player, from other players. They need to see the top card because that's what they're playing. Yeah, welcome to a fun-filled episode of Tom getting something out of his shoe. Yeah, a lot of deep dark corners that still have to be locked up here. Okay, so we now have our status field has been greatly simplified to either next or done, and then we need to start using the outcome field to dictate much more logic in play turn than we have right now. Because play turn, actually, I think it plays even if, yeah, it's going to run, create next turn. Next turn is where we have to do some work also. But even if a player is skipped or reversed or whatever, it creates a turn for them and then creates another turn for the next player. So we have to update both of these. Well, let's step through play turn again. So we get the turn, we get the top game card, we get the next drawable card, and we get the player's hand. Turn status here. All right, see, this is where it got confusing immediately. You know, it's like, oh, it's next, and oh, or you drew. So no, we're not going to have to do drawn anymore. Let's see, we're going to replace status logic with outcome logic. So this is where we stay. It's not your turn, stop cheating. But I think right now we just do a redirect. Well, no, we have to do a redirect after we tell the user that they're a cheater. We get some of our, well, this is, I don't know if we need this. This was a part of my presentation, Mid-Atlantic Dreamin', the concept of a configuration flow, which kind of could just become the kitchen sink of gathering. Oh, screen went off. Can become the kitchen sink of gathering like custom labels, custom settings, custom metadata, custom you name it. Put it all in one subflow, and then you can use that subflow anywhere. And then the flows that you're working in don't have to do that work. They just have everything they need available to them. So a little bit of whenever I find like you're always doing setup stuff in a flow. This config pattern might make life easier. All right, so we get to our screen where all the magic happens. This is the screen that shows the card, the top card, the draw card. We need to do some work here. That UI is kind of crummy. We actually don't need this anymore. I'm gonna get rid of that because that's working. That's just reactive flow. I wanted to test that it was actually working. We got our hand, our footer. Our footer replaces the buttons, so the hand contains more cards, basically, that gets displayed. The work we have to do on the Uno card is cleaning up the UI. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let's be smart about this. Let's put these things we need to do into our GitHub issues log. Mind blown. Let's see, we want to add Uno face images to Uno card LWC so they look nice. You know, we did an issue. I guess I could actually just make a new project if we'll do it that way, because then we can like backlog and all that fun stuff. Sure. I should have added that here, but we got it as an issue. It's fine. Untitled project. No way. Call this Uno. I haven't done a lot with this, but I'm hoping I can figure it out. I guess my camera is overheating. We're gonna let it cool down for a minute. I'll just I'll live in the dark here for a little bit. Sorry, my ridiculous beard won't be on screen for a few minutes. Okay, so this is the step to play. So now let's talk about outcomes, right? What's the outcome of this? What we do is if you draw, right? We look to see if the so what is C1? C1 is up here. Right. So what is C1? Well, let's look at the draw card component here. It's just what I call a clickable. So it's just a thing that you can click, which will probably get replaced by actions. I think that's what they call them. Action buttons. I think those are coming to a flow near you that will automatically, not automatically, but you can call an action and have it do something in page rather than do it out of. Have to do, go to a screen, come back. It can just handle logic right inside the page. Okay. I think it's going to be very cool. Yeah, Racy, I think because it's ugly right now, right? Like the flow of a flow has to be wizardy right now. So whatever you do on a screen, you kind of have to click next, unless you're doing something with like a Lightning Web component, which can advance, go next or previous. Yeah, the screen actions. No, those will be. I agree. They will replace some clunky stuff that we do now, like this clickable thing. So the clickable component that is here has one purpose in life. Well, I guess it has a couple. You can put a label on it, and that's what's happening in. Do I have one up? Are we playing a turn somewhere? Yeah. This is what clickable lets you do right now. So you can put in a label, and then you can just fire a click event, essentially, and this has one property on it that says, is it clicked? And if it is, you can identify that in a downstream step of your org. Or I'm sorry, of your flow. So that's what we're doing here. We check to see if this draw component was clicked. We go down the draw path. Otherwise, the only other way we get to this step is with the footer. So we can make an LWC that acts as a footer in a flow. And if I do that, I can take over what the buttons are doing here. In my case, all I'm taking over is what they kind of say and what they look like, because I don't want them to say next and previous. I want them to give more detail, and I don't think you can you change the can you change the labels on in a footer? Use a custom label. Okay. Yeah, I can use a custom label, but I want them to look, I don't think I can do it dynamically. So that's the kicker, because when we pick one of these, you can see like the value changes down here, and you get this ugly overlay thing. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do this, Salesforce? Yuck. Yucky. Make it stop. I don't like it. But anyway, that's why we have a custom footer, so we can replace this. This is that custom footer. This one I don't think has any... well, actually, yeah, it does take some properties in, and then the action that's going out is whatever was selected. Can you edit that in the flow XML? Edit the label? Maybe? There's probably some settings in there that let you do that. But it's like, I need like a dynamic custom label for what I'm futzing around with. Yeah, so we do, when we update the images, we have a bunch of CSS in here that's doing color mojo. I think this is new. I think they added this to SLDS in a recent release. I guess it wouldn't look bad if you were using the normal color image or buttons, but because I changed the color of this, it looks not great. Okay, so we have the logic to branch here. So I'm either drawing or I'm discarding. And then I think this default outcome can kind of go away because you're only doing one or another. Oh wait, no, we do need the default outcome, because if I draw, right, I go down this path, I draw, then we stay in the same turn. We come back up here, get the hand again because we drew a card, so now there's a new card in the hand. Run this path again, and then I don't get to draw another time because there's logic, I think, in our page here that this only displays... Oh wait, this only displays if the status is next, but it should go away after you've drawn. Let's think about this. So this is no longer the status, right? This is the outcome. We're going to update the outcome to we drawed, right? And then we're only going to display this button if not the status anymore, but if the get turn outcome is blank, right? We don't have an outcome right off the bat. So then we'll set that, we'll update we're actually going to update we're going to update the turn outcome now. All right, so outcome draw, we updated the turn, and we update the drawn card. That's from our get next draw card, which is up here. The card that we would draw next. We already know it. It's always kind of weird in a game, like you know everything about the engine knows everything about the game, but the player shouldn't, obviously. So we set that, and then we go back to get player hand. Now, one thing I wonder is, well, no, because we set it here. So we set get turns here, and then, oops, our logic here is, wait, I want to go up here. Let's look at this logic. Get turn status equals, yeah, we haven't changed anything about the outcome, just the status there. So back down here. Now that we've drawn, the only other thing we can do is discard. And that logic is in our footer again. All right, so this is the discard step. So when I play, when I click, let's see, we're handling the click twice here. All right, does that, let's see. Right, so play no card. That should only display, let's see. Play no card should only display if I have drawn a card, right? So that's a glitch. So let's add that to our backlog. Oops. All right. Why is it hidden? Oh, because of the iteration that it's in? Sure, let's put it in there. I can also just get rid of that filter, right? There we go. Okay, so we got that logged. We don't want to show that until I've drawn a card. Well, let me put it this way. We should only show that after you've drawn a card, because then you're stuck. If you're stuck, you can't play. But you don't get to skip picking a card if you don't draw one. That would be, you can just sit on your hand the whole time. It wouldn't get any bigger. All right, so when we click handle click, dispatch the event of whatever was clicked. So the value, either discard or, well, there is no value, done, right? So yeah, I think we would, let's leave this as draw, right? It's not done because we're not going to change the status anymore. It's just going to be discard. So then that comes back up up here. So if we click to draw, we get back here. We don't get to draw again. So then we're going to set what we discarded. Update the pile if something was discarded. Update the game card. Update the top game card. Let's see. Status is done. Let's say update. So we need to do some work here, right? Because whatever card was played could inform an outcome. So actually, let's just update the status here, because I want to. I also like not throwing too much logic into a value. I'm giving you a value. We're good. There we go. There, we're happy now. So update the turn status. We are going to update the turn, because that's what we're updating here. Then we'll create our next turn. Passing anything in there. Just the game. Okay. We'll turn our attention to that later. So the status here is easy, but then the next decision is... Actually, we could put that in here, right? If I didn't click... if I did... No, we want it down here, actually. If I didn't draw a card, or I discarded, or I did nothing, here is where we need to do some logic. Outcome from card. From I guess we could put this in the discarded, right? Outcome from discard. Well, that's interesting. I kind of hate that. Thanks for pre-populating it, but I would rather just, let's see. So what are our outcomes? It could be skip. I wish it did this, so you could guarantee that the value is... Oh, this is... Look at this. I feel like this just literally flipped over to summer, the summer edition. This does look nicer, though. Oh, yeah, that's great. Thank you, because these are sometimes completely unreadable. So our... we need to figure out what our... this is our game card, right? Selected game card. Is that right? Let's, okay, so Uno hand is where we pick stuff. So I think selected game card is going to be our property that comes back. And selected game card is here somewhere. Right, that comes out of our... That's a property on... Didn't I get rid of this? I thought I got rid of that. Maybe I hit cancel. Let's save this and make sure I'm not like... I'm not updating this in two different places, am I? I've done that before. That's not very cool. Okay, so hand returns... does it? It has a selected game card value. Yeah, here it is. Get turn, discarded. What card was discarded, essentially, on the turn? That's the selected game card. Okay, so I'm back. So we want to check... Uno hand? I can't see that. All right, S2... Uno hand, selected game card. Value equals skip. So we'll do a skip. We'll do a reverse. Let's do that again. Do a draw 2. Oops. Do a draw 4. Do we need to do wild here? I think so, yeah. I think that's all of them. This is probably easier than this, right? If it's any of these values, we're going to change it to the value. Yeah, that's what's going to happen there. So this might be easier than it seems. This is the outcome, right? Yeah. We just need to make sure that these values are the same, and as they should be, the same that are in our cards. Draw 2, reverse, draw 2, reverse, draw 2, reverse, wild, draw 4. Okay, yeah, they're the same. So this is way easier than I just made it. We can delete a lot of these. Let's see, other outcomes. Right, so it could be skip. Let's do these again. Could be reverse. Draw 2. Draw 4. Or wild. So if it's any of these, we need to update the turn outcome. So we'll set it to discarded here. And then down here, we'll set it to let's see, where are you? There we go. Okay, so that would give us, this is just done, okay. That will give us the outcome separated from the status, which should help us. I'm going to activate this just so it's keep everything up to date. So now we need to go to create new turn, because that was play turn, right? Yeah. So a few things going on here. Yeah. This is kind of nasty. Not gonna lie. I would love to do some refactoring here, because so what we're actually doing is we're evaluating the top card. I don't think we need to do that anymore. I think we can look at the outcome of the previous turn, and that would tell us what we need to do. That's my theory anyway. Yeah, we're still frozen, aren't we? Yeah, well, maybe some subflows indeed. Yeah, the kooky part is the. I feel like this whole latest user thing can also be cleaned up a little bit, or a lot bit, because it's literally the same logic on both sides. So at least a subflow, maybe it's even simpler. It's again, its whole purpose in life is what did the game reverse, essentially. So look at this junk. The latest turn, like, is it done, right? I think that's. Oh, well, wait a second. I take it back. So the first time, if we can't get latest turn, it's a brand new game. So that's why this is here. If the status is done, we're on to a new turn. If the card count of the in the discard pile is empty, we need to do something. We haven't accounted for reshuffling yet. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm thinking this is not about shuffling. This is there something in the discard pile to play? Which probably shouldn't be logic that we hit, because we're looking at get latest turn here. But I'll leave it in for now. So if that's not true, what happens here? Oh, I see. This is us saying, hey, you can't create a new turn if these other things are not true. Okay. I remember what I was doing, really. is reversed. How are we arriving at that? I don't know why I did this. Seems like there's no reason to. Although, I don't know if we're handling that right now. Let's see. We should check that. Play turn. The way that we're handling reversing right now, I think, is at the game level. Yeah. It just lets the game know that, hey, the rotation of the players is now reversed. So in order, my original thought was, okay, let's do that when we play the turn, when we finish playing the turn. Oh wait, that's the old version. Nope, you're still going to the old version. Stop that. So if it's reversed, I think we have to update the game, right? Yeah. So this might be a useful. What we really want to have happen here is no, because we're going. I was originally thinking, well, if we're doing a reverse, is it easier to just reverse the player sequence? Or is it easier to leave it as is and just count backwards? Which is what I think that create turn step is doing, is trying to find the next player. And I think we can do that. At least do it in a subflow to say, here are the players, here's the current player. Is the game reversed or not? Because if it's the current player and it's not reversed, go to the next one. If it's the current player and it is reversed, go to the previous one. And then it's just, are we going clockwise or counterclockwise around the table, if you will. So I think that, yeah, we gotta keep that. But nonetheless, we do need to update the game. Set game. Oops. True. We can just specify that, I think. We'll make that the game. The turn belongs to a game, so we can use that ID. And then is reversed. So, right, we do want to We want a formula here because we want to flipped reverse, right? So this is a Boolean, and it's going to be the turn, right? So let's get turn games. We want to see what is the current reversed situation. And then can I just say not here? Will that flip a Boolean? Salesforce formula not. I don't know if that's going to work. In you know, Apex land, I would just do this, right? Not. That's valid. I'd love to just use that. I guess we can check. I guess we'll have to test that. Not flipped reverse. Let's call it opposite. Yeah. So it's checking to say, like, if it's already reversed, unreverse it. All right, so that will maybe do that. We'll have to test that out. But meanwhile, back over here. No, wait, this is play turn. Yeah, get rid of that. So we get rid of that too. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. What a mess. Gotta go to Tag Addictions Anonymous. Okay. That is play turn. Create new turn. And can we just say get game is reversed here? It just seems... Right. I don't know why that extra thing exists, but we'll probably find out pretty soon. V6, status, outcome, logic, changeover. Okay.
I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to working from home, I gotta have every part of my house clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze air mist to leave every room smelling fresh and clean. With that done, it's time to get to work.
I'm mesmerized by this YouTube music. Okay, so this reversed thing is doing exactly like I mentioned. Like, we got to do this easier. There's an easier way to do this. Do we know the latest? We have the latest turn, so we can get the latest user. I'd love to be able to get the index of a record in a collection. This lets me get a record. I can pass it an index and get the record back. I think what I want is to find record index. So I think we're going to make another invocable. Find record index invocable. Then this just might be an ID matching situation. Yeah. Let's see. Find record index invocable. Let's open one because why rewrite it when you can just steal it? Let's say, let's call this record to find, and we'll call this all records. And then this is going to just return it's just going to return the index. Okay, so now it's going to return a list of responses. Okay, so I'm going to be able to pass in a record, and then I'm going to be able to pass in all the records, and I want to find the index of that record in that collection. So let's see, for each request, I feel like the easiest way to do this would be, all right, let's create an integer, idx equals 0. But we do need to make a new response, right? Okay. And then we're going to loop through. Loop through all the records. I'm going to do this by ID. It feels safest. The only downside is if you ever wanted to use this for some reason in a, without the record not having an ID, I don't know if you could. I don't think you could do that. It's just not going to know. It's not saved, so it's not even. It doesn't have a it's not data yet. I don't. So it's not like a record. All right. So if the ID equals the current record ID, then we can break out of this because we found it. Response dot index equals IDX. If it didn't, then we're just going to IDX plus plus. Keep going. Maybe what we do is we say response dot index equals -1. So we could pass back a -1 if we don't find the record. And maybe let's make life a little bit easier here too. We can just say let's send back a Boolean found too, just to I'll default that to false.
Stacy's bagel chips. Crunch it. Pair it. Mix it.
Okay. So we're going to add this after we get through all that. Responses dot add response, and then we're going to return our responses. Okay. Let's see, does that work? Maybe? First try. Okay, so we can use this now. My thinking is get the latest player, the latest turns player, and then we'll get the index of that player, and then if it's reversed, we'll add or subtract from that player, or add and subtract from the index, and then we'll get the player by the index that we need. What would be clever, and I'm probably not smart enough to do, is if we could actually get like if I'm the fourth player, my index is going to be 3 because we're like 0-based indexing, right? So if I'm the fourth player, my index is 3. But if I had the index was 3 and I passed it 4, it'd be great if it just went back around. Which is kind of just a mod. Is that a modulus of? And excuse me. Likewise, if I pass -1. Well, that's actually number 4, right? It might just be a formula in our flow that fixes the positive negative there. Anyway, this should get me the index back. So I think this will make. This is the first step to making this life easier. I need all the players. And it's really important to return this by sequence. Because if we don't return it by sequence, it's going to be completely off. We'll definitely throw things off. All right, so we're going to get our players. We have our latest player from our latest turn. Let's call our action. Ooh. Ooh. Get record. Where are you? Oh, find. Find record index. I don't know why I called it find. They probably should all be get. Okay, this is going to be get players. This is going to be, let's see, get latest turn player. Oh, okay. So let's just get latest player here then. Oops. Get latest turn player. Okay. So we get the game, we get the latest turn, we get the latest player, we get all the players in the game, and then I can come back over here, and then I think I can just pass get latest player. There we go. All right, so this should return. So we will have to test for what about the first occasion, right? We don't have a game or a turn yet. So we get the latest player index. If it's reversed, actually it doesn't matter if it's reversed, because we can let's make a formula that would be next player index, right? So this would be to get the next player index, we're going to need the actually wait, it does. No, we don't care about the length of the players, I don't think. If
When you have auto glass damage,
if get game is reversed,
we can come to you and replace your windshield.
Schedule free mobile service now at safelight.com.
so if the game is reversed, it would actually be good to have the length. Yeah, it would be good to have the count of records in all players, because then I can use that as some logic in here, right? So if the game is reversed, we're going to then we want to test if what is that? Let's get find. Sorry. If find last player dot index plus if it's reversed -1 is less than 0, then then we're going to return, we want this value to be the length of the, so I'm just going to put in like put in 1,000 for right now. Otherwise, it is this -1. So if the player index, if we're reversing, and I say the player index is -1, or I'm sorry, the player index is 0, and 0 minus 1 is less than 0, we actually want to set it to the length of the collection, or the last index of the collection. So we'll get that value in a second. Otherwise, same condition, right? We need to check for if the index +1 is greater than 1,000. 1,000 I'm going to replace with the actual length. Then it's going to be 0. Otherwise, it's this +1. Okay. Okay. So we're done there. We need to get the set players count. Okay, it's a count of the players. And so, okay, I've got that now. So I can go back to my formula. Okay. Oh, wait. Let me make sure I did this right. So if the game is reversed, if the index is, if the index -1 is less than 0, go back around. Players count. The index is actually going to be players count -1 because the count is 4, but the index is 3. Otherwise, take the index and take 1 off of it. So if the index is 3, now the index is 2. All right. If it's not reversed, if the index is 0, 0 plus 1 is, sorry, less than. Oh, no, I'm sorry. If it's greater than the length, I'm sorry, greater than or equal to the length, because 3 would be okay. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Then we can get 3. But if 3 plus 1 is 4, actually, wait. No, because we can't get a 4. Oh, no. If it's 4, if it's greater than or equal to, then we want to go back to 0. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay. So we're about to make this a whole lot easier. I think the other thing we could say here is if get latest turn is null, then our index is 0, right? So we might need a nested next here, or if, sorry. All right, so if is null, what? Okay.
Old Spice Gentleman Super Hydration Body Wash. Vanilla and shea. 24/7 moisturization with vitamin B3.
Are you using all the Old Spice?
Oh, let's count us some. Oh wait, if is null, I should go here. Can we just say get latest turn? Can we just check if it's an object? Okay. All right. Hopefully. Yep, Reese's still working on the reverse logic, but we figured we're gonna find the index with an invocable of the current player or the latest player, and then we can find the next player based on the index of the current player can tell us the index of the next player, whether it's reversed or not. So I think we took all the craziness of the flow and boiled it down to this plus an invocable here. So I don't need all this madness now. So instead, we're going to get we'll do another action, which is get record by index. All right, so that will bring the next player back. This is why invocables are rad. These are the kinds of conversations that admins and developers should be having. Like, hey man, I got this crazy flow logic here that's super redundant. What could we actually do? We traded all of this gobbledygook for this. Very simple, get some players. Get the count of those players, find the latest player's index, which is, that's an invocable. We pass in a list of records and we pass in a single record and we say, what's the index of this? We do an ID match. That gives us a number back, which we can use in our formula, which is in our get our next player index here. So there's a little bit of mojo here, but I think we've, reduced this step-by-step, element-by-element logic down to a formula, which I can pass to get the next player. And then I can set the next player to get rid of all of this stuff. Is there anything else happening in here? Get latest user, get latest user, get latest user, get latest user, set next player, set next player, set next player, set next player. I'm going to get rid of all this. There we go. Okay, so one big nasty part of our flow is gone. And then the next nasty part of our flow again, I think this might get easier. So when we init a new turn, the status is next, the game is the game, our next player is our next player. Easy enough. We're evaluating the top card. Which we could do. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I'm sorry. Back in our play turn, I'm setting the status, or I'm sorry, I'm setting the outcome to that outcome. But we actually, I think I said earlier, I don't want to do that. I want to use the outcome of the next step, or the next turn, should be the outcome value of the previous step's played card. Yeah. Okay. So we should make that change back here. And play turn. So this, where'd it go? Oh, geez. All right. Here we go. I don't think this happens. We just need to know where it's selected. We need to know that the discarded card is going to drive this next step. So I think I could have done the same thing with a subflow REC. I just think it would have been a lot of steps, elements in that flow. Like, for me, finding stuff by an index is miserable with a flow, because you have to maintain this index value, and you have to create a loop, and you have to decide if you found the thing, because the index is the number of the thing, and like there's a lot of that going on in these invocables that we're using. So to be able to just pass, I'm finding that just being able to pass off for loops to invocables to do very generic things really trims down the logic that's inside of the flow itself. Now, the trade-off is, can you get a developer to write you some nice generic reusable invocables? I think that's the sauce. Okay. But we are not, so we do not need to do this. We do need to pull this up because we need to flip our... But then I think we're going to get rid of this. Yeah, definitely. Learning some Apex for, if you're a flow developer, admin, flow, whatever term you're using, if you do flow stuff, I think Apex is super valuable, and maybe it's a great starting point for admins to get into Apex development, because there's so much that you could do with invocables alongside your flows. Like, it doesn't have to be an either or situation. It can be a this and situation. I'm a big fan of this and. I'm not a big fan that my camera's not working at all right now, but I don't know. Let's try unplugging one other plug and see what happens. Well, there's something. Hey! Hi, hi, hi. Okay, so this is doing less work now, which is what we want. I just want to find the... feeling dumb because I can't remember what selected game card is doing right now. What are we doing with selected game card? It's been updated. It looks like it's been updated in the because we really just somewhere we're telling the game yeah, what am I missing here? I feel like I'm missing something really. Oh, okay. Yep. The selected game card. Right. The selected game card gets discarded. So whatever is discarded on the there's something missing here, either in my brain or in the logic. So we are telling the turn what card was discarded. And we are telling Uno hand selected game card pile. So we're telling it to put itself into the discard pile. And then we're updating. Then we're updating the selected. I'm going to call this update selected game card because that's super confusing. There we go. Update selected game card. This basically updates the pile. Hey, look at those descriptions. Okay, that's a little clearer. Yep, now we know what the top card is on the game. Okay, so we have stuff in places that we can do things with. So that's cool. Yeah, I think you're right. It's played card, not selected game card. That would be a better way to describe it. So we just set it to, okay, set it to reverse, update the status. This is, all right, this is leaner now. We know that the game knows its top card, and we can use that in create turn to set the outcome. We have to move some of that conditional logic stuff, which... All right, that's the version 7. I'm just going to refresh this, make sure we got everything. Get the game, get the latest turn, get the latest player, get cards, set players count. Is the previous turn done, or is the latest turn done? Yes. Find the latest player index. We may have a pickle here of the first game, or the first turn in a game does trigger this. We call create new turn when we create a game. So we're going to go down this path because of the logic that's here. We have no latest turn. So we're cruising over here. if I don't have a latest turn, I don't have a latest player. Right? Therefore my index is 0. So we would change this up a little bit. Lastest. So if the latest turn is null. Oops. There we go. If the latest turn is null, then we're gonna let's see. Put this here. Put this here. Copy this. Let's call this get first player. Our index is going to be 0 there. Technically, the first player is the next player. Okay. Probably an even cleaner way to do this. Wait a minute. Didn't I put this in the... Yeah, hold on. Hold on. We don't... Yeah, this is in... This should be... This logic should be in the formula. I forgot. Just kidding. I think I deleted something accidentally here. Okay. Yeah, we've already got that. What you did for the first card. It's not played by anyone, right? Yeah, the first card happens in create new game. So because it's not a turn, right? That was exactly my philosophical argument I had with myself. I remember like 10 months ago. Well, when you first start a game, you're not playing a turn, or unless they consider the game playing a turn, but that seems crazy. So yeah, it just picks the first card from the draw pile and puts that in as the top. But yeah, that was the thing I had to figure out.
This revolutionary invention gives you access to your favorite channels and movies.
Okay. What can we finish in 15 minutes? Let's see. We set the next player. We initialize the turn. Evaluate the top card. I think this logic can stay intact. We just want to set the outcome set the outcome of that turn. Are we also, so we don't have, well, reverse doesn't, we already took care of reverse. So skip, draw no cards, card reached, create next turn, auto done. Yep, so all paths go to auto done. Last turn, auto done. This could be what was messing up the logic the other day. Because the last turn... is turn auto done. That doesn't, I don't think that makes sense. Because what are we going to do here? We're coming in with the previous turn. Evaluate the top card. Is it, skip, draw 2, draw 4. Wild, we won't have to evaluate. Any other value we won't have to evaluate. Set draw count to 0. Create next turn. It's done, right? Uh-oh, where did I go? What just happened? Oh. What? What was that? Give up on this camera, y'all. What just happened there? Get game. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, the auto done, who cares about auto done? Because we just auto donned this game. Now we're on to a new game. So now it's the next player's turn. Oh, wait, I see. Yeah, I understand. So auto done tells us that you got skipped and we're on to the next person. So because we're on to the next person, but do we need that? We're on to the next person in the same... Right, we're on to the next person in the same round. We don't want you to be auto-donned. Right? Yeah. Okay, I redact my previous statement. So player one plays a skip card. Player 2 gets skipped in this create turn. That gets skipped triggers the auto done flag. So then we do get game again. Current player, we created a turn. So our latest turn was an auto skip turn. But I don't think we even need to say auto done. I think we could say if the previous turn was one of these types, then play, right? That's kind of what auto done is doing in reverse here. So maybe we could just keep it. Set draw count to 0. Is that right? Yep, set draw count to 0. Okay. But again, I have auto done on here, but I don't think it's gonna. Because that round, that latest turn is going to have no no draw, no discard in for the game. This is the wrong new turn. What just happened? Oh man, are you kidding me? Did that not get saved? No way. No way. There we go. That was, It didn't point at the latest one. Okay. Indeed. I wish you could just sort of like save local versions, and you could go back. But you definitely have the latest one saved. If you could go back in the flow rather than leaving and finding another flow version, that would be nice. Okay, so what we have to do, and I think my brain is probably running on fumes here because it's also running on 0 calories now. I'm hungry. We have to get player one's plays skip. Player 2's turn gets set up. Player 2's turn looks at the top card and says, I've been skipped. So we finished the turn by saying the outcome was skip. The top card doesn't change. The turn gets saved. Player 2 is done. They were done before they started. Back to player 1. Their turn is being created. The previous turn, player 2, outcome was skipped. It's okay for player 1 to play the game normal. So the auto done, I think the auto done and the top card in the previous turn, well, latest turn in our vocabulary, top card and latest turn are sort of not at odds, but they need to work together. So, and I think that's going to inform a little bit of a change in the logic at the bottom here. Most of this is still right. This works well. The draw count, we had to do a draw 2 or a draw 4, so we loop through this draw count and just keep adding cards to the player's hand off the top. When we reach the draw count, now we go down the other path, create the turn, and it's this again, right? Which way do we go? Because then if I go right, I'm done. I've created the turn. There's nothing more to do. If the turn I created is auto completed because of the type, then it goes down this path but then we're still in the same flow. We come right back around and we go through this again. But the next time after a outcome, after the previous turn's outcome is skip or draw, then that turn is playable. Okay, let's leave it there for the day because I'm good mentally. I'm all set. That was good. That was enough. I'm just gonna make sure I got some metadata that we need here. All right, cool. That'll do it. I wish my camera was working. It feels much more personable when it does. I guess I got to figure out some tech stuff. But I think we'll call it good there. Thanks for hanging out. The people that are here, and if you're watching later on the YouTubes or whatever, thanks for watching. Next week is up in the air because it's like the holiday. It's a Memorial holiday weekend, and I might not work on Friday, which would be cool. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'll announce we are or not either way at the end of next week, and stay tuned. Thanks everybody. I'm Tom. You can't do that on Salesforce. Yes, you can.